Bada boom, bada bing. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to an unscheduled live. We go live tomorrow. I'm going to be dropping down something that we're going to talk about tomorrow in the Transformers Third Party Kingdom a little later. It's been a busy week, and a lot has been going on in the kingdom. And I wanted to just do a quick live to address and kind of like just support the kingdom, and because it's been a while, man. Let me see here. I got my phone handy because I don't want to miss anybody. And I'll do a quick brief kind of like how this all began for me. So I've shared it before, but I know we got a lot of new members, and I'm like, I just felt the need to go live and do some shout outs, man. We got a great community, we got a great group, a great family, and that's the way a lot of us see Transformers Third Party Kingdom, as a family. And the title I put for this live is Branching from the Source. And I don't want to speak for anybody else. I'll let them do that on their own, but I'm going to speak for the Icon Files. And the Icon Files is just a branch from the source, and the source is Transformers Third Party Kingdom. I want to say I've been an admin for Chris and Carrie Stringfellow for, I don't know, I could be off, but I want to say probably like 5 years, man. Time flies, but I think it's been 5 years that I met Christopher Horton on Facebook one day. I was just going on Facebook one day, and at that time I was just getting into Transformers. And like I said, I think in a couple of shows before I got into Transformers, I was getting into statues and stuff, but statues are just so big, and unless you have like a huge place, it's kind of hard to have a good collection of statues unless you have a big area. So I got into Transformers briefly. I kind of met Jin Han somewhere in one of these groups, and one day I woke up, started my day, and I went on Facebook, and there was Christopher Horton live. And I'm like, oh man, what's this? It's and it's crazy because you don't really see a lot of groups go, at least at that time, you don't see a lot of groups go live, to my knowledge, and that was the first time, like, hey, what's this? Transformers Third Party Kingdom. So you got a comment here. What up, homie? What's up, Angel? Bada boom, bada bing, yo. I can't wait for you to receive your gift, man. Hopefully you get there soon. You deserve it. Thank you for supporting Icon Files, man. I just went live. I'm going live tomorrow, but I just went live today because I wanted to talk about Transformers Third Party Kingdom. I'm kind of giving a brief kind of background of at least my point of view. So yeah, man, I met Christopher Horton. He went live, and at that time I was like, man, that's kind of weird. Like, you don't really see groups go live, at least in my experiences. It's usually just go into the group and talk, and that's it. But to go live was a bit different. And I think, and I want to say today, a lot of groups go live. Some of them go live. I'm going to wear it with pride. Hell yeah, dude. Gibbs should, give you royalty rights for wearing him. Yeah, so you don't, I want to say a lot of groups today that go live is probably an inspiration from Chris and Kerry. You know, I really believe that. And I met Chris that day. He actually invited me onto the live, which I really don't do. At least at that time, I was like, you know, I'm kind of nervous, a little shy and stuff. So he like invited me to the live, and I'm like, oh, you know, a little hesitant, but I went on. You know, the thing with Chris is he's so welcoming, and it's so natural to talk with Chris. You don't feel like a stranger. It, at least in my point of view, it wasn't awkward at all. It seemed like, you know, I knew Chris for a long time, and right away, me and Chris hit it off, and I just felt so comfortable with him talking on his live that day. And he, after the show, we talked. He called me, and we talked, and you know, I gave him some ideas, and it's cool. You know, I really want to give shout outs to him and Kerry, because at that time, a lot of us were just starting off, man. You know, we don't like, trust me, at that time I had no idea I'd be doing this today. Like, to have a YouTube channel, going live, podcast, all this stuff, dude, that was like, I had no knowledge of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, there's no way I can do it. It seems so difficult. It's not gonna happen. And look at me today, man. Like, I got the Icon Files. I try to go live weekly on Mondays. Sometimes I go on multiple times just to give you guys an unboxing or something like that. But I never thought I'd be going live, you know. And again, the title, branching from the source. Everything that you see the Icon Files do is because of the inspiration from Transformers Third Party Kingdom and the support that Chris, Harry, and a lot of my other friends in the group has done. And before I continue, I just want to go through the list, because I feel like every time we put ourselves on the spot and we give shout outs, we always forget somebody. So I got my phone here. I'm going to go down the list, and I should not be missing anybody on the list. All right. So I'm going to go down the list, admins, moderators. All right. And it's important because a lot of the people in the group probably don't even know who the moderators are, who the admins are. They know a few of us because we're always doing things, but there's a lot of people in the background to keep Transformers Third Party Kingdom together. You know, we follow Chris and Kerry's vision, and a lot of times he's directing us. You know, he gives us the power to execute certain orders and certain things, you know what I'm saying? But we all do a part of the pie. And, you know, we got Icon C. Horton, you know, the founder, Kerry Stringfellow, the founder. This is how it all started, man. And admins, and I'm not, again, this list might be mixed with the admins and moderators. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna acknowledge everybody who's on the team. We got Jinhan, Lawrence Tate, James Goebel, Adam Burnham, Gibbs. What's up, Gibbs? Jeffrey David Bussell. Again, forgive me if I pronounce these names wrong. Jonathan D. Schofield, 3DS Printing. Brian Weatherhead, God bless you, brother. I've been thinking about you, been praying about you, and a lot of your brothers and sisters in the community also are thinking about you. And don't hesitate to reach out to us if you want to talk. I know you're in the admin group, but reach out. You know what I'm saying? Reach out if you need to talk to somebody. Andrew Lexington III, Gary Stringfellow, like I said, the founder. Eric Vogel, Stormy J. Baxter Sr. Yo, what's up, Stormy? I talked briefly with Stormy yesterday. He's in the hospital. And I wanted to give him a shout out real quick, give him a few texts, few voice messages to let him know that we're still thinking about him. Jonathan Rowe, what's up, bro? I'm just going through here the list. Orion Stacks, God bless you, Orion. You know the community's here for you. You know you got brothers and sisters here that care about you. You can call me anytime, even though we probably haven't talked one-on-one a lot. Yo, man, even if you don't say anything, I'll read you a book. I got lots of books, dude. I'll read you something. But we're thinking about you, stay strong. We're here to help, or at least hear you out. Even if we don't say nothing, we're here to listen to you. So yeah, Ryan Stacks, God bless you. Angel, what's up? Angel Azriel. I hope I'm saying that right. Oh my God. But what's up, Angel? He was my 300th subscriber. So I sent Angel a gift he'll be getting soon. Jason Sled. What's up, Jason? William Rakestraw. Greg Tony. Tommy Luther. Jonathan Williams. Man Law. Yo, what's up, man? Man, it seems like I haven't seen you in a while. What's up, man? I know you're there, though. Michael Herr. Dímelo. What's up, man? Where do you go? Lee Hunter III. Devin Shaw. AJ Jones. Michael Grajales, the one and only. Jared Wilkerson. Jasmine Horton. And then we got our group experts, Eric Vogel, Stormy J. Baxter, Sr., and Daryl Martin is our group experts. So, yeah, I wanted to give shout-outs to them because, I'm always like, shout out to this, and I keep forgetting who, because, at that moment you forget, man. But, yo, branching from the source, it's important, man, because the community has been going through a lot, guys. You've seen it firsthand. A lot of us has been going, we've had better days, man. But Transformers Third Party Kingdom has been just an amazing source for a lot of people, man, including me, the Icon Files. Like I said, Chris has inspired me. Terry has inspired me. Jimmy G, Billy the Kid, E-Man's World of Geek, to name a few people. I started watching them going live, and I was like, man, it's cool. I always wanted to go and have my own YouTube channel and do what you see me do today. I always wanted to do it. It's just, when you never do something, it always seems impossible. I was like, man, this it seems so difficult, and even the stuff that I know how to do now, maybe a few months ago, just like, there's no way I can do this, but you learn, you watch videos, you learn, sometimes I ask Chris, Chris, how do you do this, man? And if he knows, he'll tell me. I've reached out to Jimmy G, and a lot of them have given me ideas. They've given me the idea of what platform to use going live. So the Icon Files has been branching from the source. So the Icon Files is definitely a inspiration from Transformers Third Party Kingdom. And I always want to acknowledge that whenever I go live, and whenever I can talk a little bit, I always acknowledge that, because just wouldn't be here right now, guys, talking to you if it wasn't for Transformers Third Party Kingdom. So it's important that everybody knows that. And, like I always try to do, man, if you want to support Transformers Third Party Kingdom, the Icon Files, but most importantly, if you want to just support Angela Gibson, she's got shirts for us. I got new designs up. I shared with Transformers Third Party Kingdom. Chris got some nice designs up again. That's just a way crafty as a mug, dashery.com. Let me get that banner up there. I got there somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? Give me a second, guys. But it's important to support them, because I don't want them to be forgotten. I don't want Angela Gibson's efforts to ever be unnoticed. Whenever I can, I try to upgrade my designs, and I send it to her, and like, hey, Angela, God bless you. I was looking at, I made this design. Is it? Can you put it up? And she takes time to put it up, man. And you know what? I don't know firsthand, but in designing shirts, it can be difficult, you know, just designing, because you're dealing with AI, and AI sometimes don't create what you're visioning. So a lot of it is trial and error, you know. But when I finally get an image done, I send it to her. But most likely, dude, she has to make it work. You know, it's probably not at the right size. It's probably not saved as the right file. You know, she's the one who does all that in the background to make it work. You know, I get the easy job of creating it and sending it to her, but she has to go through the whole process of trying to fix it, man, you know, and make it work. So craftyasamug.dashery.com is Angela Gibson. She has a whole bunch of stuff, guys. It's not just icon files. It's not just Transformers Third Party Kingdom. She's got stuff of her own. Got my wife just came. God bless you, Sarah. Got another comment here. MD Seeker, I bought 4 shirts from them already to alternate, and let's talk about it. And TF Marauders, great work. Going to get some icon shirts soon. Yo, Seeker, man. Oh, Chris, what's up? Yo, what's up, man? Yo, Chris, if you hold on. I don't know if you got time, but if you got time to jump on, man, jump on. I'm not gonna stay long, Chris. Because I'm just talking about a little about Transformers Third Party Kingdom. Hold on. Let me know if it goes in the link, so I can get Chris up here. And hey, if anybody else wants to jump on, I'm not going to take too much time. I'm just trying to do like a little background of how I started and all that. Yo, Seeker, though. All right, man. Yeah, Seeker, if you want to jump on too, man, be my guest. I'm just going to talk briefly about all this. Chris want to add anything if he jumps on, or if you want to add anything, man, be my guest. This is the time right now to jump on and say what you want to say about the community, Transformers Third Party Kingdom. If there's anything at all you want to say, you know, I'm just doing it because I felt like this past couple of weeks, a lot has been going on in the community, and I just wanted to say a little bit. You know, I just felt the need to say a little bit. Yeah, Seeker, appreciate the support, man. You know, it's nice, man. What I've learned doing the icon files, what I've learned is it's not as easy as it seems. You know, it's definitely not as easy as it seems. When I started going live, from my phone. You know, and like I said, this YouTube stuff wasn't even in my thoughts, dude. I'm like, dude, you know, it just wasn't in my thoughts. And I used to go live right here. And I didn't, you know, I used to do like quick unboxings from Facebook like this. And, you know, a lot of times the video would just be skinny because I had no idea. All I had to do was this to make the screen wider. Yo, man, I'm telling you, it's like the most obvious stuff. The almost obvious stuff really slips your mind. It doesn't register. So it took me, like, I want to say I went live for a few times until I realized that. And my brother would say, yo, you know, it was cool, but we couldn't really see what you were showing because it was like this, you know. So I probably have a huge box and all you saw was this, you know, like, oh my God, you know. But, like, you know, it's like, again, it's all trial and error, man. You know, I gotta take this off. Hold on, guys. This thing went wacko last time. Let me see if I can take off tracking. Because last time this thing went haywire. It's supposed to go off when I just do that. Come on. I don't know if it'll do it because I'm streaming now. Yeah, maybe. I'm just gonna stay. I'm gonna stay put, guys. Man, guys. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So I learned a bit, and when the only reason I went on Facebook, I should say, the only reason I went on YouTube was because Facebook was starting to be glitchy. Like we would go live and it would just not work. It would be like glitchy, all that stuff, and um, sometimes the comments wouldn't go through until when we're done. We would see all these comments, and then but the show was over. So I'm like, oh man, so you're doing a show thinking it's just you, but then when you're done you see a whole bunch of comments like, oh my god, there was a whole bunch of people there, I had no idea. So we switched the platform to YouTube, and Chris was already doing it. Jimmy G was already doing it. Billy the Kid, E-Man, they were already doing the YouTube stuff. So I kind of joined in a little bit late. But we started, and here I am today, Mondays, 8 p.m. Thank you to everybody who subscribed and follows me, and thank you to everybody who's here right now, man. A lot of things has been happening past couple of weeks. I'm hoping I don't forget anything. That's why I was hoping to get Chris up in here. But I definitely want to give the shout outs to, like I said, Orion, Stormy, Jonathan, everybody who has been going through something. David Groins, I think it was. He was reaching out about the difficulty of collecting, and being in a marriage and collecting. Me and my wife Sarah talked about that a little bit in the beginning, and she was actually telling me that maybe we should do a part 2 and kind of dive in a little bit more serious about it, because I think it's something that a lot of us deal with in some form or fashion. I dealt with it a little bit in the beginning, but I think when my wife started seeing the kingdom and seeing how all of us come together, a lot of us support each other, how a lot of us just surprise each other and are there as a life link, all that. I want to say she really respected that. Here we go. Yo, what's up, Seeker?
What up, Michael?
Man, dude, this is great. What an honor, man, to have you. This is the first time I have Seeker on the Icon Files, bro. Oh my God.
You know how long I've been trying to get on here, brother?
Are you serious?
Keep following you, bro. Keep looking at your videos, admiring, man. I was like, yo, I gotta join up my dog.
I know it. Some people said Mondays is a little hard, but you know what? It's like Mondays, I don't want to do it when everybody else is doing it. Like if Chris is going on Fridays, I definitely don't want to do my show on Fridays. And I think I could be wrong, but I think I'm the only one that has a show on Monday right now. So some of the guys I think do it. They don't have a set time. They go live when they go live, but I try to keep it simple. That way everybody remembers, it's Mondays.
No, I think that's a good thing though, man. You know what I mean? Because then that way everybody knows they can catch up with you Monday nights at 8. I know I try to join up when I can. Usually it gets a little tough on Mondays. I get home around 6:30 because I'm on the East Coast. So then, it's dinner time. And then, by the time I try to hop on, T3PK is always, it's the same thing. Like, let's talk about it is every Friday at 8:30. Check it out, guys. Trust me if you haven't. And then the Marauders, we usually do our shows on Sundays to post it for the week. So, we just try to get it in there when we can.
I think I have, I have Transformers Third Party Kingdom link, but I think the Marauders is a different link itself, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to add that later. Send it to me in a comment, and I'll add it to my links here because it's important to have all that. Yo, man, let's take it. I'm glad you're here because I wanted to talk about like just everything that's been happening in the kingdom. But before that, I shared with everybody kind of like how I met Chris. Let's go back a little bit too. Like, how did you meet Chris? How did you get into this Transformer collecting? Was it when you found Transformers Third Party Kingdom? Did you already like have all this already? Like, give us a little background for those who don't know.
So, for me, my collection started like in 2020. My daughter and I were at one of our local cons here, and it started with the MP07. You know what I mean? I saw it, and I was like, I'm a 40-year-old cat. What am I going to do buying, toys? And the guy was like, no, sir, let me correct you right there. These are collectibles. And my
Yes.
daughter looked at me and said, Dad, what are you waiting for? You turned 10 years old as soon as you saw it. So I bought it. And as you can see, it's expanded a little bit since
Yes.
then. And then, as you kind of just start I started doing search of different Transformers that I was interested in. And then I stumbled onto the Facebook group, which I'm actually not even a member of anymore. But then I started noticing the different kind of Transformers. And then I saw that Chris posted this message about T3PK. Loved the message about the Brotherhood. And I joined he started it in, I think it was May. And I joined in November of like 2024.
Yeah.
And I'm all in, man. All in on the third party kingdom. And then through that, I met other people. And then, my first run-in really with speaking to him was when I won the raffle, where I won the Blitzwing, the Fans Toys Blitzwing in the raffle.
Yes.
And I got on the video. They asked me to speak a little bit about it. And then at that point, I was invited onto the Marauders, which I was blessed for. I'm still been living the dream because of that. And
man.
And on the Kingdom, on Let's Talk About It. And then that's how I started meeting the guys. You know what I mean? We're in a chat group together. We talk pretty much almost every day. And it's been nothing but blessings since then, man.
Did you like when you first heard about it? Was it like, did you think it was just like another group? Like, did it not really click until you got in? Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
At first, yeah. I mean, you hit the nail in the head. At first, I thought it was just one of many of these Transformers groups. There's one that, from where I live. I'm in the DMV, so there's a DMV collectors group. There's a Masterpiece group. But what I started noticing that to me made everything different about T3PK was that sense of loyalty and brotherhood amongst them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How we all speak to each other. Some of these other groups, I mean, I was just talking to the guys yesterday. I had a little bit of a run-in with a comment that was made based on one of the kindness that one of the brothers DJ gave me, which was to me a Grail item, which was the Metroplex. I mean, it's an older bot for everybody else, but since I started collecting late, that's one that I've always wanted. And he provided that to me. So the way that he answered and kind of was just but this was not in T3PK. I'm going to say that. It was not in T3PK. It was in another group. Was just, and I mentioned this story because it's a reminder of what T3PK stands all about. Brotherhood, camaraderie. No one talks about anybody's collections in a negative way. Everybody supports everybody's collections. It doesn't matter if you just got the oldest bot alive, but it brings a smile to your face.
Yeah.
That happiness we all share. You know what I mean? So when I started getting into the group and I started seeing the posts, I was like, yeah, this is my number one. I'm never leaving it. I'm down for the kingdom till the day I die. That's how serious I am about the kingdom. I mean, and what Chris did, what some of these other guys did, the administrators, you just went through the list. I mean, all of these guys are incredible.
It's like, for me, like I said in the beginning, for me, when I first saw Chris live, that was like, whoa, this is different, because we go on Facebook all the time, like groups pop up all the time, but you never see them live,
right?
And like I said, I've seen personally, like I said, I don't know if it's been going on, but for me personally, I have not seen groups go live. And now if they do, I feel like it's because of the inspiration that Transformers Third Party Kingdom had put in place. Because a lot of people know Transformers Third Party Kingdom now, and when Chris went live, man, I don't know how it's probably the same for you, because I feel it the way you're describing it. Like when I first saw Chris, man, I was like, man, I liked Chris the moment I saw him on the screen. It's something about Chris that I was saying, man, I really like him. I really like his vibe. And then he just happened to reach. I texted on that particular video. He was reading and he's yo, jump on, and like, oh my god, I jumped on. But yo, man, it was so nice, man. I was laughing. I had such a good time when I first met Chris there, and ever since then, that night I got off. We talked more, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say right after that video when we talked offline, we were talking about a lot of ideas he had with the kingdom. I gave him some ideas for designs, and I want to say at that moment he's like, "Yo, be an admin," and I just jumped on, man. It was just like it's kind of I compare it to like when Jesus meets his disciples, and they just drop what they're doing to follow him, I was like, "Yo," and I met Carrie at that time. Carrie was around a lot more, now he's been busy, but it was it was hilarious having both of them and me that's constantly laughing because of the way. For me, I laugh a lot by the way you project yourself, like when I did my show a couple of Mondays ago with Chris, Gibbs, Carrie, I was laughing because of just the way they say stuff, and my wife is laughing in the background like she can't stop because it's this hilarious. And man, we came together and I started seeing, once I was in the group and the group was, I'm like, what's this? Carrie, Chris doing giveaways, doing events. And I'm like, what is this? Like, this is the first time I'm seeing stuff like this happening. But it inspired me because I'm a guy that loves to give to people when I can, I get a thrill at seeing people's excitement from what they get.
Right.
That's why I'm always getting stuff from my wife, and I love that. Oh, it makes me feel good. How was that? I mean, were you seeing that same thing that I was seeing? Like
100%, bro. I think you described you and me, I think are connected in that way with this group because the first day I got on, and Jonathan, absolutely, not 100% the best group in Facebook. So good comment there, my friend.
But big time.
What I felt when I first joined the group and when they first welcomed me was I described it as being that one little kid looking up to the OGs in the neighborhood that are standing in the corner and everybody, and they think that like those are the coolest cats that have ever walked the face of the earth. And being invited there, it feels like that little kid looking up at them and just being involved in the conversation. And the fact that they just called you over made you feel like you were walking on clouds, bro.
Yeah, dude,
I still feel that way, even though I've gotten to know them better. I'm proud to say that I can call them my friends. I hope they feel the same way. By now, I'm sure they do. I hope.
Yeah.
But when I think to your point about Chris, when I first heard him speak on the videos, you know how you have a sense of feeling of people, just by how they converse with other people, how they express themselves. You feel the realness of the individual. From the second I heard him speak, I knew Chris was a real one. You know what I mean? That he wasn't doing it to get attention. He wasn't doing it to just to attract people to come to the show or to the Facebook group. What he actually spoke about, you felt the reality behind it. So I immediately knew that I was hooked. I was already in. That was the general, and I would follow him to war any day. You know what I mean? That feeling, because not many people, and sadly, not many people are like that in the world. You know what I mean? My father used to always say, listen, there's two kinds of families in this world. There's the ones you're born with and the family that you make. And I'm proud to say that I am now having a new group members into my family. They are the family that I make.
Let me just say,
the feeling I got.
Let me just say, and sometimes I don't know how people take this, but I say this to my wife a lot. I don't have a lot of friends, and I'll explain. I have friends in the kingdom now, but I don't have friends. Like I have Bert Lopez. He's one of the moderators. He lives a couple of towns away from me, but I'm the type of I don't have a lot of friends. When I get out of work, I come home to the family.
Right.
I don't, hey, I'm going to the bar with the guys, or hey, no, I don't have those kind of friends. My friends are Transformers Third Party. My family is Transformers Third Party Kingdom. And
I can feel you on that.
When I take my position very seriously, and I've always tried to project that to everybody, because for me, it's an honor to even be considered to be an admin, and to Chris, Carrie, to trust me, because this is their baby. You know what I'm saying? This is their baby. And how many dads can trust you with their baby? You know what I'm saying? That's serious. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
So I take that very seriously. Whenever a lot of people in the background come to me, like, hey, Mike, I want to do, and I'm always like, look, I think it sounds like a great idea, but I have to run it through Chris. This is his vision. This is not my vision. I don't do any. Chris gives us the ability to execute decisions, but a lot of us like to play it safe because it's his baby, you know? Right. And, in the beginning, when I started doing things, when I started, and like I said, I wasn't this years ago. I was very basic, but I was trying my best, like, to create images for the group. Like, even if you go back years ago, you'll probably see a lot of my, I used to do like, we don't want no spammers in here. I used to try to get pictures and put my little sentences in there. Now it's all AI, so it's a lot easier. And I used to add music to them, and that was my way of sharing every day in the group, like little things that were important to the group. Like at that time, we were definitely working on getting spammers out, because a lot of people were coming in selling bars of soap, stuff like that. But I took it really seriously, and sometimes, and it's going to happen, sometimes there's going to be members that don't like what you're doing, And I remember I felt bad because it happened to me one day, and I'm the type of person that puts all my heart into it. And I probably was going through something at the time, but Chris called me. I text Chris and I text Carrie at the time. Chris called me. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna say it the way it is because it's the truth. The minute I picked up and Chris said, "Yo, what's up?" I started crying. I was crying like a baby.
I feel you, man.
You know what I'm saying? And I think for a guy to open up like that to somebody, I think that says a lot.
It does.
What can you add to that?
I'll chip in exactly to what you were talking about. I'm just going to add, not even add, just mostly 100% agree with you that sometimes in my job, we deal a lot with finances, right? And there's people that come into your office freaking out about what we feel is the most minuscule things, but it's amazing with the words, "How are you?" Psychologically does.
Yes.
Sometimes that's all it takes. And people just begin to speak, to vent. I've had people cry.
Yes.
Because of that sentimental value of someone showing care for once.
Yeah.
And to your point about having friends, I've been blessed that I've had a ton of friends growing up. But you know what it is also, Michael, is the fact that as we've gotten older, we've become more selective to know who our true friends are.
Yes.
So I have
right
friends.
Right there.
Right. And I have friends that, half jokingly, I play Call of Duty with pretty much every other night, right? It's a group of other 4, guys. We all have kids. That's like our little mental escape at night. We talk smack, we laugh. We've gotten together, a couple of times during the week to go get something to eat and just, again, build that camaraderie. But ever since I joined the kingdom and been a part of what I am, I look forward to this. It gives me something to think about at night on my roughest days. It makes me smile that I could jump onto Facebook and there's a whole bunch of friends that we're talking about the same exact thing, our experiences, the images. And as I said, Chris is a real one. For the fact that if I knew nothing about Chris at all, for what you just said, tells me everything I need to know about the dude.
Yeah.
The fact that he took time knowing that you were hurting just to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, man, how you doing, bro?"
Yeah.
Tells me everything. Those are the real ones right there.
And you can tell Chris right away because Chris never wants to take that spotlight. And I'm sure you've seen this because a lot of times he's on the show. I'm always, "Yo, Chris, oh my God, it's an honor." And it's always an honor to have Chris. I don't care how many times a day I talk to him, how many times a day he calls me. It's an honor to have Chris on the show. It always will be. And I'm always saying, "Yo, Chris, I could be like, 'Yo, Chris, it's you're the man.'" He's like, "No, man, you're the man." Like he never wants to take that, yeah, I'm the one, I'm the king, he's not like that. He rather give you that glory, what, if that's what you want to call it, to the other people, to the community, and I think that's a great quality in a leader to, it's not all about me, it's about the kingdom, you know. And yeah, he's got things in place, but I've never seen Chris has always in a lot of this I've seen in the background of the kind of forgiving person he is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that I had found out he had people would say stuff, and that's not, that it is what it is. People always say stuff about people, right? But I was like, man, how could they how could they even say anything about you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying that to myself. Like, I've never seen anything negative come from him. It's always giving. And even when somebody does wrong, he's a forgiving person, you know. It's just he's what is it? I think he's what is it, babe? An ordained minister? If she's still here, babe. Was Chris do you know? Is he an ordained minister?
I'm not sure, but if he isn't, he should be.
What is it, babe? He's like a pastor. He's like a I forget. He's like a ordained pastor. What?
Oh, I can see it.
He went to seminary, but
I can see it.
I like 3 or 4 times. Chris, we made appointments with Chris to sit with us as a couple. Because marriages is not easy, bro. And there are times that it seems like game is over, and I reached out, again, this is a perfect example. Chris was the one I reached out to. I got my church, but I connect with Chris. My wife connects with Chris more than we do with our pastor, because the pastor we see on Monday, like, "Hi, God bless you, it's good to see you," but Chris actually talks to us. He knows what we're going through, and so it's and Chris is the type of person that he doesn't go in taking sides. He wants to hear both sides, and he'll tell you what's wrong. Like, "Hey, Mike, you're doing this wrong. Sarah, you need to work on this." It's not like, no, Mike's whatever Mike says is right. No, and I'm always saying that's what we need. So he's helped my marriage several times. Like,
I could definitely see that, man. And let me tell you something. The one thing that I've learned in my I'm about to be 48, but in my 47 years of life is that the people that are truly your friends are the ones that are going to call you out on your BS.
Yeah,
or they're going to call you and tell you, "Listen, man, you could have done this a little bit better. I think you did wrong here." Because those are the ones that care about making you better. It's the coaches that are the ones that are on you, that are always trying to make you better, that are truly the real ones. And speaking of the real ones, I would shout out to my boy Prime Dynamics, Jonathan Williams, Jonathan Rowe, Eric,
what's up, guys?
all those guys that have joined. Thank you for joining. TF Marauders, also part of my heart.
Yes. Hey, guys, the link is there if you want to jump on and share a little bit as well. Do it, man. It's open mic right now. It's open mic, so feel free to jump on if you want to say a little bit about the kingdom. Mike. That's like, I just felt, and I'm glad Seeker's here, because I didn't know how this was going to go. I just felt it. I need to go live and just say a little bit, because it's important that people know our backstories when it comes to the group, because there's a lot of new people, and a lot of them might not know what we've gone through, and Chris is not just a pretty face, he's a person of great wisdom. I have some serious respect for Chris, that whatever just like you said, you need somebody who's gonna tell you how it is. And Chris is definitely one of those people that if he says I'm doing something wrong, then I'm doing something wrong, and I need to address it. He's helped, like I said, he's helped my family, and I probably wouldn't be here, or if I was, my marriage would be disastrous, you know, because yeah, it gets ugly, you know, and you know, my wife knows I love her. I know my wife loves me, but yeah, man, the enemy always wants to take you out, and
Puts things in your head.
yes,
Absolutely, man.
yes, you know, and I turn to you guys, man. Whether I'm having a bad day and the Marauders are on, even if I don't say nothing, I'm watching to get my mind off stuff. Here we
If
go.
you,
We got
and like I
Eric.
said,
What's up?
I'm with you, man. If you need anything, you just call us, man. Eric,
Hey
Yeah,
guys,
what's up,
how are you?
Eric?
what's up, man?
I'm doing great. I mean, since we're doing an open mic and we're talking about Chris, I figured I needed to jump on and say a few
Yes,
things about
please.
how great the man is.
Yes, please, man. You know, like I said, man,
Join the group.
yes, you've been hearing us, and you know, Chris. You know, I hope he's watching this. He's probably having some popcorn right now. Who knows? But Chris don't want to take, what's the word I'm looking for?
Credit.
Credit. He doesn't want to
Credit.
take the credit. Go, Eric. Go ahead, man. Speak your mind.
So when I first had interactions with Chris, I was going through a little bit of a concern about, you know, whether or not I was going to be able to collect still because prices were going up with tariffs. Chris, out of nowhere, never talked to this guy before in my life, sends me a message and says, Eric, can I call you? I'm like, okay, why not? He calls me and he tells me exactly what's going on with sites like Shozy and TF Safari, and tells me that you don't have to worry about huge extra charges. That's not how it's working. It's going to be $4, it's going to be $7, whatever it is, and helped me figure out the best way to keep collecting. And then I started to get more involved in T3PK, and I saw the man's generosity, and he's, you know, giving out figures, he's giving out advice, he's doing all these amazing things for people, and it inspired me to be more generous. It was an incredible experience.
Yes,
That's 100%.
It's hard not to pick up those traits. You know, once you see it. And I think that's important because, man, it inspires people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you want. Like I said, the title of the show, Branching from the Source. The source is inspiring you to branch out and do the same, you know? And unfortunately, you know, the last couple of weeks, a lot of us has been going through crazy stuff, man. But what's inspiring is seeing how the community comes together and supporting that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's truly inspiring. Like I was telling Seeker earlier, man, like I don't have a lot of friends, man. I don't have a lot of friends. So my friends, my family is this kingdom, you know? And just like family, like brothers and sisters, man, yeah, sometimes you're gonna collide, you know, that's, you know.
Yeah.
But we all love each other. We all, in one way or form, try to support each other, you know. So it's, you know, it's crazy, man. It's just crazy. Like I got, you know, I've started getting into Transformers, collecting Legends scales, and the minute I got a Masterpiece robot, I fell in love. I'm like, oh my God, here we go, you know. I got the plastic crack disease, you know. You know, but man, I mean, it's crazy. Like what Eric, what is, like, how did you get into this? Tell us, like, how did this all start? Like,
how did I become a collector?
Yeah.
My fiance. I was turning 40 years old. So I came out of a bad marriage, and I was put in a position where I just didn't feel like what I wanted mattered. It took me a couple of years to speak up, and when my 40th birthday was coming around, and so I'm 49, so this is 9 years ago, I said to her, I had seen, you know, advertised the Voyager MP10, that KO.
Yeah.
And I went up to her kind of sheepishly and I said, this is what I want for my birthday. And she said, finally, I've been waiting years for you to actually express yourself.
That's awesome.
So she's encouraged me ever since.
That's awesome.
Wow.
And I think, and Michael, you had mentioned this before when you were talking about your wife. It's an incredible feeling to have. And you did a show about this that I was watching, and I loved, by the way, about having that supportive wife, that supportive individual that even
Yeah.
though you may think it's crazy, they look at it and says, you know what? But it brings a smile to your face. And that's
Yeah.
all that matters to me. Do you know how awesome that is? So congratulations, Eric and Michael, on that as well, because I'm going
Thank
to tell
you.
you, it is such an important piece. The
Yeah.
fact that we love what we love so much in our 40s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You almost think you're a little crazy at the beginning. You like I think
Yeah.
I forgot to mention this when we were talking about it. At the beginning, I almost felt alone. It almost felt like I was embarrassed a little bit. Like
Yo, what's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris is
Chris,
checking
get
this
up
out.
in here, man. You got to get on this show, bro.
I'm telling you, but kind of feeling that little, I felt like a little alone, like embarrassed. And then I found the group and I was like, oh my God, I'm not alone. And then I started talking to my wife about it and she was like, you know what? Does it make you happy? Yeah. And here we are.
You know, like for me, like I'll give an example because it maybe it's a little different for everybody, but you know, I've had days where I just feel like my world is crumbling around me, and I come to this little section right here, and I sit in my chair, and I look at my toys, my collection, and I get flashbacks of me as a child. I don't know if that's the same thing with you guys. But the thing is, I'm thinking of good memories of being just a kid, not worrying about the problems that we deal with today.
Yep.
And it at least for that moment that I'm here, it brings me some peace. And it lets me forget about the problems, you know, because that's what this does, man. Like, you know, and in so many ways, it affects me. And at least it brings me back. To gain my senses and like, you know, it's going to be okay, you know, because I have lots of memories and probably you guys too of, you know, walking down aisles and your dad buying you stuff. And, you know, it's just a lot of the toys I didn't have when I was a kid. I knew them because I watched a cartoon and all that, but now I get to have them, man. And like, what a great accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? It's just wonderful experience. You know, I'll share this too. I think I shared it once. Not that I want to bring attention to this, but I think it deserves recognition because I think like a year or two ago, I was buying, it was around Christmas time, and I started buying gifts for everybody. You know, I had taken a loan out to pay my bills, all that stuff. And Chris, I sent you the link. It's in the comments.
I'll send it to him.
Send it to him, Seeker. Seeker's gonna send it to you. I bought a whole bunch of stuff, but what happened was something came up that I had to take charge of, and I literally had to sell some of the robots I had that were already wrapped. You know, they were my own gifts, but I'm like, man, and that's us, right? That we do what we have to do, right? We do what we have to do to take care of the issue. Families first. We can always buy these later, right?
Yep.
I sold, I raffled my Blitzwing Voltron, and I raffled off the Raiden combiner.
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
The train bots.
Moon Studio.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
So I raffled both of those off. Chris won. He already had the studio, so he took Voltron, and I sold the combiner to, I think it was Christopher. And then as luck hits it, I found the whole entire set locally for like $300. You know, I'm like, oh my God, like, you know, complete, like, wow, this is like God right there. So I ended up getting it back, but I was never able to get my Voltron back because Voltron Blitzway it's freaking expensive, dude. You know, It's not like, oh yeah, I'll sell it and buy it next week. No, that's not how it works. So I was talking to Christopher. I told him the story. Yeah, you know, I have to sell it because at that time I wanted to get one. So I was just talking to him, and like he had a drive that he wanted to help me find one. I didn't know all this until I talked to Chris. But Chris, he talked to Chris. Yo, do you know who has the Blitzway Voltron? He's like, yeah, I do. Like, oh, I'm trying to get one from Mike Grajales, you know, like, well, the one I have is Mike Grajales, you know. I won it in his raffle. Yo, Chris, being the guy he is, Chris sent me back my Voltron. He didn't have to. You know, you guys know how expensive Blitzway Voltron is. He sent it back. I paid the shipping, and that's it. He didn't want nothing else. Like, I
That's
mean, that blew me
incredible.
away. Damn, dude. Like, I know there's generous people out there, but damn, who can like you know give up that expensive kind of piece back? That just goes to show you the kind of heart Chris has, man. You know, and I'm looking at it right now. I got him back. The gift that I got myself, I got back, and it's in my collection. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
He sets
crazy.
the tone in this group, I gotta say.
Yeah.
I've seen this group do some amazing things. I mean, we've got a member we all know who's going through hell of a time right now, and I don't. If it weren't for Chris and the tone he set, I don't think the raffle would have happened for him. I don't think. I mean, thousands of dollars. We raised thousands of dollars for this guy going through a terrible time.
It's there, the man himself.
Yes.
Oh,
The king of the kingdom.
Let me get the comments off of you, Eric. Hold on. There we go.
No,
Yo,
but
let me
welcome.
before you say anything, Chris, and I'm sorry to cut you off, Eric.
No, you're
gotta
fine.
say, it's an honor for me. I don't care how many times you got to hear me say it. It's an honor for me to have you, Chris, on this live right now. Don't say anything, Chris. All right, don't say anything. I want Seeker to go next. I want Eric to. This is important. This really is important. And
Okay.
you got to hear it firsthand from these guys. Seeker, you go ahead.
We were talking earlier about how special you have made the kingdom, brother. T3PK exists because Chris Horton exists. The humility, the intelligence, the love, the passion that you put behind this group is incredible. It's the best group, bar none, period. And I always joke around being a wrestling fan. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. None will ever duplicate what this group has done. Eric was just talking about a good point in regards to what we're doing with one of our members that's going through a tough time right now.
Yes.
And he was saying that you set the tone. Eric, 100%, brother. I mean, I couldn't say it any better. So I pass the mic to you, my friend.
Chris, you've inspired so many things in this group. I've been going from Transformer group to Transformer group for years, and as Ivan said, I felt alone until I came to T3PK, and that's where everything changed. And not just because we're all friends, but because of the generosity, and that starts with you. I've told you this before many times, but I'm going to say this in front of everyone today. You set the tone, and we all follow. And because of that, things happen. We help people in need. We help, a man who's experienced homelessness rebuild a collection. We help a man whose wife is going through unimaginable horrors have money to put food on the table and to take care of her. And that's all because of what you set with this group. And that's something that we can never thank you enough for.
Seriously.
This has become a family.
Absolutely. And it's important. It's important that Chris hears this, because, Chris is the type of person that he does good. And the word says, don't be that type of person that you do things for recognition. And Chris don't do that. Chris don't do things for recognition. He does it to help people. And it's so important, like Eric said, it's so important because of what you have done, what you and Carrie have done. You have inspired so many people to spread out. And a lot of those people probably wouldn't have done it if not being, like lighting that match, lighting that torch up. And because of that drive, that fire has inspired so many to do the same. And that's great, man. That's why this group is like no other group. It's just nobody comes close, man, because I don't see nobody doing what you have been doing. And most importantly now, what the community is doing now, because now a lot of us is doing it, it's so important for you to know that.
Oh, man, I don't know what to say, but thank you, man. And I appreciate y'all putting all this on my back, man. And as many times as I tried to mitigate it, to you guys and extend it to you guys. It just keeps coming back to me, but I will continue to extend the appreciation that you guys give me back to you guys as members and admins and things of that nature, because I will continue to say this, man, without each and every member that's contributing, doing their part, making this community feel like a community, there is no Transformers Third Party Kingdom. And I have to say, man, when we set out to start this group, man, I wasn't social media savvy. I knew how to go in and make a post and respond to a post. I think I've learned more in the last 2 years than I learned in however long I've been on social media. But it's the kingdom was basically based off of my experience, right? And so I'm one of these people. If I can pay the price for you, you keep your money in your pocket. Right. If I can go out and make the hard decisions and get ran through the ringer for you in my experiences, then you keep those safe havens to yourself. You don't go through what I've been through because I've already paved the way for you. So that was basically the structure and the mindset of Third Party Kingdom. Chris, hey, I'm new to collecting any form of Transformer, new to different groups. What am I learning? What have been my experience? I didn't know where to go and find all this stuff. So now I'm starting to build the kingdom off of my experience, right? My mindset, my way of thinking. You know, if I'm coming into something new, how would I want people to accept me? How would I want people to embrace me? What kind of help would I be seeking and looking for? And so that's basically how the kingdom was structured. Another thing in mind that I had, I did not want to have nobody's hands tied, like no shade to them, but like a lot of groups are. You're only privy to certain things and certain posts in that group, and that's all fine and dandy. But I figured if you let people have the options to do what they want to do, and you show them how to do it respectfully, I believe everything will flow like water. And that's exactly the way the kingdom's been running, been flowing, and never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd be. I know for a fact that it's more than 5K members. Because I'm accepting, looking at members be accepted 11 and 12, 13 members a day. And those numbers still don't, I think I'm capped. So I don't care how many people join, I think I'm capped at that particular number. So I could be well over 7,000 members in there. But again, man, it's you guys that make the kingdom what it is, not just me by myself. And I don't want to take the credit by myself and saying it's just me, but it's each and every one of you guys that's an extension of this group, man, that make it what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like in the beginning of this video, I went through all of our admins, all of our moderators, all of our experts, because, you know, Chris is piping there too. Like every time we do shout outs, we forget, you know, as many times as we talk to everybody, we go blank at that moment. Right. So I'm like, you know what, let me go through the list, you know, oh my God, and go that way. You know, it's like, you know, let me share this. Angel sent me this, and I think it's important to share because we're talking about this. He says, I work as an oncology and hospice nurse. So having this group has given me a positive mental health. It's a tough environment to be exposed to every day. So you guys have been a lifesaver for me, you know, and this is probably a lot of stuff that we don't know, guys. Despite, because, you know, a lot of people they don't speak out, you know, they kind of quiet, which is, you know, that's nothing wrong with that. But this is one of those examples, like, you know, we wouldn't know unless they send it to us, you know, like this is what Angel does. And I didn't know this until now, you know, and that's so important that so many people, like we've been saying, with whatever they're going through, they come here to find peace, to get their mind away from something, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, they come here for that. And it's important. And so many people have been affected by this, you know, group, community, family. And it's just inspiring. Stormy, what's up? Hey, all what's good? Stormy says there. Are you still in the hospital, Stormy? God bless you, man.
Oh man, God bless, bro.
What it do, Storm Shadow?
No, but to your
point, all thinking about you, Stormy.
It's, you know, not many people, you know, there's always the expression, talk it or walk it. Chris, you walk it, brother. You have led the walk. And many of those following you believe in exactly on what you do because of the example that you set for this group. You touched on an excellent point in regards to Angel. Even Gib has said it many times, and I'm proud of Gib, and you can already see the strength in Gib for him to say it. Listen, man, I've had, I had suffered from depression and anxiety, and he said what this group has done for me is exceptional. And he's one out of, I can tell you, many. Even those that consider themselves okay. Trust me when I tell you, when you deal with the corporate world, when you deal with the engineering world, when you deal with any form of faceted job that can mentally destroy you during the day, all you want to do is come home and turn your brain off, but turn your brain off into something pleasant. Yeah. My father always, growing up, would always tell us, guys, don't wait 2 or 3 weeks to take a vacation. Find your vacation daily. And the kingdom has become that vacation. The Marauders have become that vacation for me. Yeah. Right? You guys, when I communicate with you, Eric, through Messenger, right? And we're talking about 3D printing and the suggestions because of you now. I got poor Jonathan busy, right? Nice. I'm probably driving him nuts. But connections that would have never been made, ever. I would have never dreamt of making these connections if it wasn't for the kingdom, if it wasn't for the job that you guys are doing as admins, as contributors. It's amazing. It's like a whole new world has opened up.
You're 100% right. You're 100% right. I've had the same experience, except with me, it's been, photography with these toys. Then it morphed into podcasting, and now it's AI too. So I'm doing all this stuff I've never done before, and sharing it with a whole bunch of people who are just going to support it and embrace it, and it's an incredible experience.
It is.
Yeah. Yo, I've seen Chris's new little was that quick video of the TV thing going on. I'm like, yo, what is this? I was like, yo, this is crazy. I watched it like over and over again. I'm like, yo, Chris is stepping it up. What the hell? Yo, that's great, man. It's so great,
Looks cool.
Dude, I wouldn't like this stuff is beyond me, dude. Like months ago, I had no idea I'd be even doing stuff like this. It's crazy, and it's pretty awesome to be a part of a family and seeing it growing. You know what I'm saying? And I went to church today, and there was a great message that I wanted to share it, and this happens to be the great moment to do that. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, right here it says, is John 12:24, because this is a great example. Very truly, I tell you, unless a kernel of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many seeds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Dude, man, we're seeing so many things growing, and like the title, branching from the source. Man, and it's great. It's so cool to see the community now growing, because all of this can only help what we're doing, and it's such a great opportunity right now to be alive, to be a part of this group, and see what everybody's doing. You know what I'm saying? Eric, Seeker, Gibbs, Jonathan Schofield, everybody's doing their own thing, man, and it's so cool. It's really inspiring, and it helped. And again, look, we got Stormy. He's in the hospital, but he's watching right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and who knows how many more members are in that same predicament, taking the time right now to watch this. And while they're watching us, that's a little bit of an escape for them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you weren't doing this right now, what would they be doing?
I just got to interject real quick. What other Facebook group for Transformers has a well-being officer? I mean, that is awesome. We actually have someone who's reaching out to people and making sure they're okay. It's incredible.
That is incredible.
Yo, let me just say that Adrian James reached out to me, and again, like I told Seeker, whether I think it's a good idea or bad idea, we always have to run through Chris to just make sure, because this is his vision. But like I posted too, like he some way somewhere or another, he was motivated to reach out, right? Everybody has an ability, right? He had an ability to offer something that no one has offered yet. And I thought it was great. You know, a lot of us happen to be going through something tough right now. And that's just a way that if, you know, and like I said, and I'll say it now on live, if anybody in the kingdom is going through something, just reach out to Adrian James. Remember, he's UK time. The help is there if you want it. You know, we're not going to force anybody to do it, but if you do want to talk to somebody, he's there to talk to somebody. The admins are here. Chris is here. We're all here. You know what I'm saying? But there is help here, and that's so good. That's another way the kingdom has leveled up. You know, more and more people who have something to offer are offering it.
Yeah, a lot of these groups I've been in, you know, like I said, I've been doing this for years now. They're all just, you know, about showing off their toys, and that's really it. It feels like here we're actually trying to accomplish something. Every time I go on, someone's doing something that's important, whether it's just to the well-being of the group or to the well-being of an individual in the group. And it's really unique and amazing to see, and it makes you feel at home. It makes you feel comfortable, and it makes you feel like this is really a family and something bigger than just toys, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Man, we got we got everybody up in here, yo. This is great.
Yeah, it is piling in.
Yes. Jonathan Rowe. Let's talk
This is a microcosm of what T3PK is. It starts with a little flame, right? The icon started by himself a little bit, right? Then I came on, then Eric came on, then the master himself came on, and look what happened. Now it's a freaking massive flame. And that's what T3PK was started, right? It started as another group to change the game. Now the game has changed. Now everybody is watching T3PK to know what a group should be, what it can be, and what it will be. And
I can't tell you how many Transformers groups I've left since starting this.
Oh, I just dropped one yesterday. Ask
yeah,
Chris.
Me too,
I was showing him a conversation, a response of something that I got. Never again am I ever setting foot in that place.
Yeah.
Because what's the point? There's no point to be a part of at this point, to put you part of any other group. I just joined the other groups in the past, Eric. I think you had mentioned it either in a message to me or just in convo, that it was just to see the posts of other people. Maybe we're bots that I didn't even know about.
Yeah.
But at this point, that's all included in this already. I don't need it anymore.
Right. What's the point in dealing with their nonsense when we've got a group that's actually caring about each other, worrying about each other, looking out for each other? It makes all the difference in the world.
You know, Chris, you've heard a lot of us. You heard me. You heard Seeker. You heard Eric. Kind of talk a little bit about our experiences. But what about you though? Like, did you ever think it would be what it is today? Like, let's share a little about you, because I feel like we don't get enough times to hear your side of the story.
All right. I'm gonna see if I can give you guys the abridged version of this, because I got a lot. So I'll get a little history about me, man. Like a lot of the things that you see back here in my display that you guys see me post, my experience was always secondhand. And what I mean by secondhand, that doesn't mean going by from a thrift shop or hand-me-downs or anything of that nature. My experience secondhand means I see Mike Grahalis, I see MD Seeker, I see Eric Vogel that had these toys as a kid, and I watch you guys play with it. I didn't have it. That was my experience with a lot of this stuff growing up as a kid. I didn't have it. And I got to watch other people play with it while wishing I had it, because I come from very, very, very humble beginnings, and from Louisiana. And if there was a word that was lower than the word "po," that was us. We didn't have much. And I'm the second oldest of 7 kids, so I had to share everything that I had, and just that side of me I never grew out of that side. I never said when I got grown, I'm not gonna share anything. So I'm the oldest boy of all 7, and I'm the second oldest. So I'm big brother and little brother all at once at the same time in this group. So I think that plays a lot of it because some of you guys are younger than me, some of you guys are older than me. So hey, I treat you all as family, and I'm not selfish. I don't know what it means to be selfish because I wasn't allotted that privilege to be selfish coming up. And that's just the way my mom raised us and trained us. Hey, you get anything, you share it with your brothers and your sisters. So it's the same now. As you used an example, Mike, about the Blitzway Voltron, man. Hey, I'm a sharer, man. I share everything that I have, man. If I got it, you got it. And if I don't got it, we gonna figure out a way to go and get it. So to my experience, when I first came into the collecting world, and I decided, well, hey, I've always wanted to collect. And I always said that when I was younger, hey, when I get bigger and I start working, every toy that I watch friends grow up playing with, I'm going to go and have all those toys. And that's just going to be, whether I play with it or not, or just to come into a room and look at it, it's just going to be mine to have. So here about 2.5, 3 years ago, I started and didn't know where to start. Got with Kerry Stringfellow. He was telling me, hey, man, go in some of these groups. You'll learn a lot of good stuff. You'll learn a lot of horrible stuff. But the bottom line is you'll see what's out there that you've been missing. And you just kind of build from that. And he really, really instilled a whole lot of good stuff on me, especially about collecting. And I really appreciate the heck out of him for doing so because, again, I didn't have a really good starting point and didn't know where to start. And so I started in some of these groups. Man, I remember not even having 3 third-party Transformers, and I would just post what I had at the time because I still didn't really know where to catch a lot of this stuff at. And then when I start hearing about your Show Z's and your TF Directs and Terry's and all this stuff here, I never ordered anything from over there before, not outside of eBay, so I didn't really trust them. So that took some experience. But I gotta say, some of the groups that I was in wasn't all that bad, but it was a lot of stipulations. And I mean, when it's not yours, was always taught this, like my mom said, hey, every grown person deserves their own. And when you can't abide by another man's rules or another person's rules, go get your own. And everything that you don't want it to be, don't make it. Everything you want it to be, make it to be that way. So my last experience in the group, I'm not gonna say this group name. I posted a pose in the group. And y'all know me, I don't never do anything derogatory or negative or graphic or anything like that. I was just happy. It's pretty much like an unboxing is what I did. It got flagged and got taken down. I still to this day don't know what for and why. And I asked, inquired, never got an answer. But then shortly after my post get pulled down, there's a post of Springer ramming RC from the back. And it got lots of laugh, giggles, and things of that nature. And from that moment, I said, you know what? Heck with y'all, I'm out.
Yeah.
Didn't know anything about starting the group, where to start. And I just Kerry's like, yeah, man, because me and Kerry kind of talked about starting it. And so I just pulled it on, hey, man, I started the group. And he was like, you started the group? I was like, yeah, I started the group. And me and him were the only 2 people for months. And so slowly people started migrating in and coming on in. And man, it's just been on and popping from there. But here's the overall mission of Transformers Third Party Kingdom. And I've always said this from the beginning. Don't let the name Transformers Third Party Kingdom trip you up into thinking that the kingdom is all about third party Transformers only. Because if that's your mindset, then you completely miss the mission of T3PK. The original meaning of Transformers Third Party Kingdom, because you got to think, I'm very intentional. I'm very smart and I'm very proactive in a lot of things. A lot of things I do is going to be with reason. But the meaning of Transformers Third Party Kingdom is this: be transformed by a third party. What is the third party? The third party is the essence of collecting and building a community, which is kingdom. Thus for Transformers Third Party Kingdom. That's the meaning of Transformers Third Party Kingdom. The essence of collecting that builds a family that makes you better and stronger than you were before joining this group. That is what Transformers Third Party Kingdom meant, and that's what it's always meant. It never meant third party Transformers only or a Transformers only group. So if you guys have been told that is not true. That is not true. I'm telling you what Transformers Third Party Kingdom means. So that's why I changed it to acronym T3PK, so people can stop saying, oh, it's a Transformers group. No, it's not. It's the essence of collecting that brings people together. because where I'm from Louisiana, we didn't have much, but darn if we didn't get together and have a good time and enjoy each other. And that's the meaning of Transformers Third Party Kingdom, having something to bring us together outside of our differences, outside of our thought processes, our beliefs, anything systematic or anything like that. There's one common goal to come together and say, hey man, Chris is from Louisiana, Mike and MDC are from up north in Baltimore and the Maryland area and things of this nature. But guess what? I didn't know we could have so much fun and we can run it together like that. Yeah. Never met you guys before in my life in person, but we can run it like that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it's the essence of something like that can bring people together, and that's what Transformers Third Party Kingdom is.
Yeah, I think
incredible.
You definitely have a gift. Whether you see it or not, you definitely have a gift to bring people together. And I always reference Chris, like us moderators and everybody in this group. We're like disciples, and Chris is like gathering everybody. He's a fisherman of men, Bada boom, bada. We got Disney. What's up, Disney? Chris, what? Hold on, we got Eric too. Here we go. There's most people I've had on my show. Like
party up in here. I love it.
As you were talking though, like what point triggered you to get to do the show, like the group? Like, was there one point through all this that, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this. Like, did something trigger it, or you always knew?
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I was really content with just being a part of something. I don't want to be boastful. I've heard many times that I'm a natural born leader, that I'm very good at bringing people together because I do it back home quite a bit. So give you guys another backstory, and I got to say that this was purpose. So I've been here in Texas, be 6 years this year. Before I left Texas, I was very noticed and well known in my city and my community for going to school drives, supplying school clothes, school supplies to kids. I started off giving away shoes, and one thing I've been coming from less fortunate times and beginnings, I always said that I would never give anyone something that I would never wear. And so I started off doing that. I started off giving away, and that didn't matter to me where you were in the world. I sent them to you. So I started off giving away my first two pair of shoes that I gave away for free. Well, a pair of, I think it was the Jordan 11s. They had just came back out again in a different color. And I gave 2 pairs of those away, $400 pair of shoes for 2 pairs. I just gave them away. And so I started giving so many pairs away to where I got a deal with Hibbett Sport. And they kept asking me like, dude, why you coming again? Are you reselling these shoes? I'm like, no, I'm giving them away. And so every time I would come in there, he would give me an additional 45% off of, he was giving me the manager's discount. And so I got to the point to where I was giving away 30, 40 pairs of Nikes, Air Maxes, Jordans every month in my community. I was buying $600,000, $700,000 worth of school supplies, and school clothes, giving them away to my community. I was going to pop-up shelters, giving away shoes, doing work there at pop-up shelter, helping my community. But when I moved out here to Texas, all that kind of silence, because I'm like, I don't know anybody out here. And I did say I did want to get back into that community work, but I just never thought it would be in this form.
Wow.
Well, my brother, incredible. It just speaks to your experience. It speaks to who you are, man. It just reaffirms everything that's already been said and what we've already known from day one of meeting you, brother. You know what I mean? It's incredible too what life experiences does and comes together like a massive tidal wave into this group. All those backgrounds, all those feelings, all those things, the closeness that brings us together, yes, is that transformation of the third party kingdom, right? I love what you said about it's not just Transformers. I can't go down another rabbit hole or my wife will kill me. But with that being said, you know what I mean? I love seeing the G.I. Joes. I love seeing everything else. You know what I mean? It's a great escape, man. And more importantly, the humility that you show, Chris, man, is an example to all, brothers. So congratulations. And trust me when I tell you, I know I can speak for everybody in here, Diz, Eric, all the people on the thread, when I say that we are ride or die this kingdom, and we're going to make this thing the best, if not the only group to join in Facebook and everywhere else.
I just want to add too, because Seeker hit a good note, that some, we're limited on what we can collect, but being part of this group, in a way is like I'm collecting other stuff too, because I see it through you guys, you know. So somebody has especially Gibbs, you got this crazy, you know, collect Thundercats, all this stuff, you know.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what?
Got everything.
Yeah, you know, in a way, I have it here, you know. Zinzin, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show, you know. We give your piece too, man. Welcome to the show. And
I'll say this, you know, Chris, I may not know met you in person, man, but you're like my little brother, man. That, you know, you know, my family's well off, but you know, you give to the community, you give back to everyone that you talk to, that you message and everything like that. You know, with me joining the third party, you know, I met Michael, I met everybody here and everything like that, right? You know, Seeker, you know, I was never into the Decepticons or the airplanes until I saw Seeker's collection. And then Michael decided, I saw Mike's display, and I was like, you know what? Every time I've started, I've always had black shells. Well, I got a lot of dark model kit, figurines, everything, right? I was like, I can't see them. So that's why I decided to go with white shell. And I blame Michael because now my place is a mess because I'm rearranging a whole room of nothing but white shell.
It's amazing what it will do, man. It's ever changing, ain't it?
What Chris has in his background, I wouldn't mind having to set up like that, but you know, it's not that I'm new to this. I've been collecting, but it's not been just figurines. You know, I started off with collecting cars, shoes, caps, belt buckles, swords, different people's artwork, you know. And I love how Chris said that it's not just about transform. And when I first joined, that's what I thought it was all about, was just transforming. But then I saw, well, he's got the Goliath back there in the background, you know. I see Michael, he's got like the micro pops and the Voltron and things like that. And I'm like, you know what? This home, because I just don't collect Transformers either, you know. And I was like, you know what? I just got too much stuff, and I want to see what everybody else has, you know. I'm, you know, MD Seeker, I can see, like, although it's dark, I can see all your stuff you have in the background. And I'm like, man, maybe I should go that route with one of my other rooms, because I have like 3 rooms for different stuff. So I'm like, man, you know, and doing the whole, the man cave thing, right? I didn't want to do it because I know I have 3 rooms. I can't fit all that stuff in pictures and videos. So I'm struggling on how to do that. But I'm glad that you guys are pushing me out of my shell. You know what I'm saying? Because I normally would not do this. I don't show my collection to anybody. You know,
See,
go ahead.
That's the specialty of the kingdom, that even those that are introverted, that sometimes may not speak or want to show things, all of a sudden it's okay now to do it, right? You feel at home, right? And all I'm going to say is welcome to the skies, baby. Welcome to the Seeker Nation.
Right.
You know what's funny though too, like I'll add, watching Chris's, my wife was watching Chris's live show that this passed by, talking about the comic with RC and all that. I mean, not RC, Alita 1. And she was she was looking at you guys' background and said, "Yo, Mike, you gotta do that light show too." You know, she was like, she could go.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt, but I gotta go. Chris, I just wanted to say thank you very much for being awesome.
Yes.
Keep it up, man.
I thank you, Eric.
All right, I'm off.
Yeah, like my wife was like giving me hints on I have to add lights.
Sorry, I didn't know where to be. I was trying to be out of your way.
Also, a microcosm of that, of what we all go through, brother.
Hold on.
We're with
Hold
you.
on. Let me.
There you go.
Yeah, she was like, "Yo, you got to get that light show going on because some of you guys have all these lights going on in the background, and like, man, I haven't got there yet." But she's like giving me pointers. You know, I guess when your wife is giving you pointers on your collection, that's a good thing.
She's interested, man.
Yeah. But boom, man. All right, guys. And you know, anything else you guys want to say before we cut it? I mean, we're going on 2 hours now.
I just want to give a shout out to my brother brothers. Thank you for joining the Icon Files, and also giving props to the Icon himself, Mr. Chris. Every one of you guys for joining up. We appreciate it, man. To my
Give
brother
us the times
Prime,
again, Seeker. The times
what's
again.
up, brother? Hope you get better.
Give us the times again, Seeker, for the show.
I leave that to the king himself on T3PK. Let's talk about it. What time?
Bada boom, bada bing.
All right, so let's talk about it. We do it every Friday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. That's going to be 8:30 Eastern and 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. And I got one guy, well, maybe a few guys. I got to do Mountain Time, so it's going to be 6:30 Mountain Time. All the time zones I got to keep up with. But and then TF Marauders, there's my guy right there. He said, "What are y'all thoughts on Broadside?" That is Dubs right there.
Oh no.
Oh, that's coming, bro.
What are y'all thoughts on Dubs? Dubs said, "What are y'all thoughts on Broadside?" Anybody want to tackle that? I got some thoughts on it.
I got
Is
some
that the
thoughts on it.
studio cell broadside?
That's the studio cell Broadside.
No, I got it paid. I've been waiting for it. It was wasn't it supposed to come out December?
Man, I've been seeing more videos of it, and normally after they start showing videos of articulation transformation, you got about a week and a half to 2 weeks, 3 weeks on the high side before you actually see that figure pop out.
Yeah.
So I say maybe another week or so, you're probably gonna see him land touchdown.
All right, I got it paid off already. I think it looks great. That's my opinion. I've seen both versions, that one and Fan Toys, but I'm personally leaning towards the studio cell one. I already got my space for it. I'm just waiting for it to arrive.
Yeah, I saw it this morning. Now I'm not. Yes, I grew up during the G1 era, but I was not. I didn't like the artwork because I grew up on anime. So when coming over here to the state, I was watching Transformers. Like mechas that turn into cars. That's what I got out of it. Now, I watched the episode with him in there. And I was like, why do they have two different forms, right? So from what I'm understanding, they redid him into the way he looks now in the toy. I don't like the character, but the design and the engineering in the figurine, top notch. I like it. I wouldn't pick him up because he's not my type of bot that I would have up in my collection. But as far as detail and engineering, I like it from what I saw.
Yeah.
I just saw the video. I sent it to the chat with the fellas, and the transformation does not look difficult. The transformation looks very smooth. I love the size of it. I love big bots, man. As you can see, I have a lot of Titans behind me.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that, I've been waiting on. Honestly, don't think Fans Toys is going to do that much better. I mean, obviously the paint, the die cast, we know it's going to be there, right?
Yeah.
But I think Studio Cell did an amazing job on this thing. You know what I mean? From the aircraft carrier, I'm gonna throw a little bit of shade on it. I'm not too keen on the plane mode, based on the fact that how the wings fold out and it's kind of low. I didn't really much like that. Me being a Seeker fan and all, I like them right on the even keel. But the aircraft carrier is dope. The robot mode is dope. I love the way that you can articulate it. I'm not sure if Fans Toys is going to be able to pull that off with the concern of the paint chipping and everything with that. So I'm excited for it, man. Chris hit the nail in the head. As soon as that video comes out, I start doing a countdown. I'm like, all right, when am I going to press that button to hit pay? Right? As soon as I know it's coming. When it hits the coming soon, I'm like, pay, because I can't wait for it, brother. I'm excited.
Yeah. I wasn't. Yeah, I was the same thing for me. I'm not crazy about the plane. I mean, it just never made sense to me. Like, here you're a huge robot, a huge aircraft carrier, then all of a sudden you're in an airplane. You know, I think there was one episode too that he turned into the airplane, but all the robots were on top of him, like riding it like a horse. I'm like, what?
Yeah. That was the episode that I was watching because I didn't know who he was, because I think I quit watching Transformers maybe in season 2, maybe after the movie. I was not a Transformers fan because, you know, I had PTSD from Optimus Prime dying, so I was done with Transformers after that. But I went back and I watched the episode, and yeah, it just, like I said, as a figurine, he looks good. You know, it's just that I wouldn't have him in my collection. Too blocky, too plain, not enough detail for me. I like lots of detail in my mecha, which is why I like a lot of the stylized stuff.
All right, so here's where I'm at with him. I saw the videos, and I think as far as articulation, that is very, very awesome. Really surprising for studio sale. Well, I'm not gonna tell that lie, because they're actual primers, and Unicron have really good articulation and some iron out crunches, so that's wonderful there. He looks really good. Transformation doesn't look hard. He doesn't look overly engineered. I'm going to say this: I am getting them, and where I'm at on it is how many. Being that he is kind of a triple changer a little bit. I'm just trying to debate on whether I'm going to go 2 studio sale, 1 fans toys, or 2 fans toys, 1 studio sale. And right now, I'm kind of leaning 2 of the studio sale, 1 fans toys. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I really have no ties to the character whatsoever. I just like I like Big Bots. I like that he looks good. The fans toys looks good as well. It's going to boil down to having both of them in hand to really do a good comparison as to, because I do want to display them in each mode, and what's going to boil down to it is who looks the best version of that mode that I want to represent, whether it's the aircraft carrier or the ship or the bot mode. Fans toys may be the bot mode, or who knows? Fans toys may even be the carrier or the plane mode. I don't know yet. Not until I actually get it in hand and actually have to go through the transformation. That's going to be a determining factor to me, because if fans toys takes me 3 hours to transform, then whatever mode he gets left in, rather is complete or half complete, that's where he's gonna stay.
Exactly.
But other than that, I'm really looking forward to it. Both of them really looks good. It's gonna boil down to transformation and who looks good in what mode, that you fans that really know something about broadside is gonna represent, who's gonna be that best representation for you.
I've been loving the studio cell lineup. I got the, Unicron, Primus, and Broadside coming in, and then I believe the Metroplex one's coming out. I don't know when, but I've seen pictures of that one. I think that's more Age of that Cybertron game. I think it's from or something.
Or for Cybertron, to follow Cybertron.
Yeah.
It's inspired.
What do you think about that one?
I will tell you my thoughts on that. I absolutely love the way he looks, because he's going to be my 6-gun or scamper for my 4-foot tall Metroplex.
Okay.
That's what he's gonna do. I'm gonna throw a little paint on him, and that's who he's gonna represent for me.
Yeah, he looks bugged out.
You don't have him posted up in your refrigerator no more, Chris. I think you'll be all right.
I haven't seen any videos of Metroplex lately. Usually you walk in, he's sitting on the couch with a cup of coffee or something.
Hey man, he's bodyguard right now. He's security right now, man. He's just sitting over here. Let's see if I can.
There he is. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's on security duty right now, man.
That dude is a squire to the king of the kingdom, bro. He welcomes him in when he comes in through the door. Right now, when my man's on video, he's standing there, sir, do you need anything else?
Oh my god, that's awesome. Well, guys,
so
man,
I got a question for you guys. So everybody has the Cell 1 Unicron, but me. I'm trying to get
you
one.
Don't have it?
No, man, I'm broke. I'm single.
I love the cleanness of him. I love the way he looks clean. Unicron. When I first saw Unicron, he was always a robot I wanted, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember I first got him years ago when I can't. Is it Energon, the one that first made him? That version, the cartoon Energon, I think it was. It's the first Unicron toy that I remember. When transfer, it was back in maybe like 2000s, maybe, or early or late 90s. He came out. I forget. I think it was Energon. It was a Transformer line, but they came. He was like, you can see like the shell was kind of like purplish. You know, I don't know if you guys remember, but he was the first Unicron I got. I think I got him from KB Toy Store or Toys R Us. But he was always a favorite of mine. And when they first, even though that first one I got is nothing compared to this one, at the time it was like, oh my God, it's Unicron, you know, it was bugged out. But yeah, he was always a favorite of mine. I'm looking up now. I was like, yeah, Sarah don't like him too much. She don't like him too much, but I think he's bugged out. Bada boom, thing.
Yeah, I wasn't into collecting when I first saw the Unicron. I think I was actually going through some things, and I was like, you know what? I've always wanted certain characters from the Transformers, and I think what got me into it was my homeboy got me a Beast Wars figurine. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's pretty cool. But then I got introduced to like third party stuff, and I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool to close to the shows and stuff. So that's what got me into the bug of collecting. Then I started looking at the prices. I'm like, who is paying this much money for these figurines? And then Chris going to, well, you know, you pre-order, you know, you ain't got to spend all that money at one time. Like, huh? What's pre-order?
We all start from somewhere, dude. We all start.
All right, guys.
Somewhere.
Let's this was a great show, man. Secret, thanks, man. I thank everybody who's here. First time Seekers on the Icon Files. What's up? Representing the Marauders, yo. You know, give props to Seekers here.
Anytime, brother. You name it, I'll be there.
Disney, as always, it's always great to have you. Of course,
yes, sir.
The one and only Chris.
Oh man, thanks, man.
This is a lot of fun for me, guys. Like, you know, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure out things. That's why when I saw Chris's like new TV thing going on, I was like, oh, I got to learn how to do this stuff. It's great, you know. It's fun, and I felt it. I felt it in me to go live today, guys. Like, and it's great that all of you came to complete it. You know, because I really didn't know really. All I felt was a drive to come up and just talk about what we talked about today. You know, and Secret came on, and it helped. Eric came on. Thank you, Eric, again. And you know, we're all touched by the kingdom in some way or form, and this was a great opportunity. Like I said, just open mic to get on, say what you want to say. Chris has again touched a lot of people in his kingdom. He continues to be an inspiration for me, my wife. He's helped my family, and things like that. There's no price on that. You know, it's just a blessing. That's what it is. It's a blessing, and we'll end it. You know, I'll go around one more time real quick. Everybody say what they want to say, and we'll end it.
Again, I want to thank you for the opportunity, Michael, Icon Files, for joining this, man. I've been watching you for a while. It's been a pleasure. Any way that I can help, I'm always here, man. Definitely check out the Marauders, new show coming up. Obviously, thanks to the man Chris for creating this. This is magic. It's not even a kingdom. It's now magic. Is what it's become. It's incredible for leading the way, for showing the humility, for showing the example. And it's brought a community of people that I believe are just like him. You know what I mean? As I said, the man will never be duplicated, but we can all be inspired and become like him. And I think the fact that it gives us that escape, the fact that we're able to join together to forget the horrible days, the tough days, even the good days. It just adds to the flavor. You know what I'm saying? So it's a special feeling to be on here tonight, to be on here with Let's Talk About It. It's an absolute honor that I was invited on there. Chris, you didn't have to welcome me, but to Michael's point earlier, you never ever shut the door. You were like, welcome, brother. What you got? What you got to talk about, right? You know what I mean? Diz, first time meeting you, man. By the way, did anybody ever tell you, and this is an insult, I always think that he was one of the greatest point guards in NBA history, but did anybody ever tell you look like Gary Payton?
Yeah, I got a pop of him right here, right in the back.
There you go, bro. Gary Payton, man. As soon as I saw him, I was like, yo, is that Gary Payton?
Hey, I need that Gary Payton money, though.
Hey, man, you know, we all got to start somewhere, bro.
Dizzin.
I say, without Chris, I probably would not be in the kingdom. I've learned more about collecting in a few months I've been part of the kingdom than I have the 1 year I have been collecting, right? And you know, doing live with you, Mike, man, it's you know, you're my first live. I've never done live before except for my YouTube channel. That's it. And you know, I'm out of my.
Oh, we lost him.
You got so excited he pressed the button, man.
It was getting good too.
Oh man.
You go, Chris. Say the last words.
All right, man. As always, thank y'all. Everyone that's out there in the chat, well, if you are not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. And more importantly, y'all, if you're not subscribe, hit the like button, get that algorithm going so that his channel can branch out to more people passing through. They may just stop by and see him. One guy, I was doing a raffle, and I guess a lot of people hitting that like button, and he ended up coming in on a raffle. I did not know who he was, and guess what? He's a member now. He's actually in the contest now. So fancy that. So hitting that like button does help a lot. So if you don't want to subscribe, at least hit the like button, get his algorithm going to get it out to more people so that he can have more people come in, tune into it. Same thing with the Marauders, the TF Marauders, and Let's Talk About It. So with that being said, thank y'all. If you want to come join the kingdom, please come on. I would love, be more than glad to have you a part of the family.
Bada boom, bada bing. Tomorrow, God willing, Icon Files will be on. We're going to be talking about GoBots. And, you know, that starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I just went today because I felt the calling to do so. And it turned out to be a great show. This was the first Icon show with as many guests as we had today. I never had that many guests, so another achievement unlocked. So, right. Bada boom. And you guys' collections looks great. Chris's looks great. I mean, it's coming together. Seeker, your thing looks amazing, man. Because of you, I got to get lights for my collection now. You know, my wife won't leave me alone.
My lights. It's a little dark. They kind of went off on me today, but they'll be fixed.
All right, good. Bada boom, bada bing, Kingdom. Don't forget, Transformers Third Party Kingdom on Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe. You're gonna love it. It's gonna change your life. It's changed my life, and it's gonna bless you, and you're gonna be able to bless others. So, with that being said, God bless you, Stormy, Orion Stacks, everybody out there going through something. We're thinking about you guys, and at least this is. I hope this was entertaining for you. Get your mind off something, and rewind it, watch the replay, throw your comments. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see you tomorrow here on the Icon Files. God bless you, Seeker. Thank you for being here, bro. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
Anytime.
Bada boom, bada bing.